Hi. Well, here's my new glasses. I thought they would reflect less, but they're reflecting right off the camera, right off the screen. So that didn't help. It's supposed to be reflective, but nope, doesn't help. So I don't have any notes today, so I'm going to take them off. Uh, Most of the time during the day, I don't wear glasses. You know, if I don't need to read or something like that, I'd rather see the world without any reflection or focusing, uh, filtering. So I just try to remain as natural as possible. But my eyes don't see close, and they don't see far either. So I went to get these new glasses, and the guy just took like 40 minutes to going back and forth, because my eyes are kind of a little bit. And so maybe I should fix that. Hmm? Uh, which brings us to kind of like what I'm talking about. Find something wrong with yourself and you believe that, oh, my eyes are this way and they can't change. Says, huh, well, follow the inner guidance to say, what can I do? And what it's saying is, don't wear your glasses. Okay, so what's the next level on that? Well, change your eyesight. All of this is due to the misshapen, what they say, misshapen eyeball, which is due to the muscles. So just got to tell your muscles, hey, get to work right. So it's just an example. We can go on and on and on and on. Say there's something wrong with your stomach. Oh, I got to say that that's probably 98% of the people here. There's something wrong with your alimentary canal. You got gas. You don't have a bowel movement. Uh, um, it's like nothing is working. Well, what's it from? Stress. Where's that come from? Well, you don't believe that everything's going to work out. So, and you're worried about the how instead of the why. And once you have the why done, then you can start to say, well, I need to set up a structure so that I have goals and dreams and I have a structure to do it so that I don't just wander off and to go out doing stupid stuff like social media, blah, 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 just distractions. So once you have your why down, then the focus can be there, but you have to develop it. And the developing comes through meditation, through thinking, through spending time by yourself. And uh, it doesn't take all that much if you're listening. And then the second part is that we're social beings, so you got to get out there and be with other people for your own psychic health. And of course, the best one is to have a good relationship with one person from the opposite sex. And I'm not going to include same sex because with the population as it is right now, uh, we don't need same sex people. No, we need children. Now, I admit that there are aberrations in the human psyche or differences in the human psyche. And hey, not all of them ever have been for the survival of the species. So, hey, if you're disposed that way, well, I'm not going to tell you to change. I'm just not going to talk about you because you're less than 1% of the population. So, I'm talking about the 99.3 or 4, trying to help them. I'll help the people who are of the same sex too. Doesn't bother me. Nah, you are who you are. You got your journey. I'm interested in your dream. I'm interested in becoming your bridge, teaching you how to be a bridge. And that's what I noticed a lot about lately, especially in the crypto world. There's these people that are trying to do this interruptibility. the connecting different networks. And it's a really hard word to say for me, but it's just a connection. Because how do you connect two different systems, such as crypto or fiat to crypto? Of course, it's the transitioning of systems. And we have the same problem. We try to solve it by, connecting the euro to the pound to the dollar to the Russian ruble to the Chinese yuan to the Indian rupee, and we just go on and on from there. So luckily, I live in a foreign country that uses the dollar, and they got a really hard time trying to inflate the currency. They the dollar's being inflated anyway. So it's all a bridge. Got to have a bridge from here to there, and that's really really critical right now. Is bridging from here to there in this world and the next. Which brings us to the thing about. Uh, I heard that what does it say about Armageddon? Okay, we're going to have this big war, this big thing, all that stuff. But I'm kind of wondering about what happens after that. So it's a new world. And this book said, well, there'll be no more evil. Hmm. The evil will be defeated. Well, how does that line up with duality? It doesn't. Sorry. So there's a contradiction in terms, pretty much in everything. So, what's a world with no evil going to look like? Can't imagine it. So let's dumb it down a little bit and say evil is 20% instead of 80. No. Is it 80% now? Hard to tell. Just give it a number. Could be 60, could be 90. Doesn't make any difference. But let's just say it's down to 20%. Even if it's 49%, it'd be a whole lot better than it is here. And everybody thinks that, you know, we're being controlled. Our free will is not being allowed to us. And what I'm getting from that is way, way back when we were engineered, because supposedly some people, things came in and messed with our evolution, our DNA, or something or other. These are words that are used but really aren't true. It's they messed with our consciousness. They messed with who we are. And and then from there they said, well, we're going to take care of you. And since they knew that we could go off the rails really, really easily because they messed with us, and end result was unpredictable. And we were just like, we turned out to be somebody, some species that could just like evolve into something much, much greater than any of those species had ever, ever, ever even imagined. So they wanted to control us, direct us, so we don't what kill ourselves, kill the universe, blow up the universe, whatever. But it turned out that it just kept on and kept on and kept on because they thought they owned us. And then turned into a lot of bad stuff. A lot of bad stuff. Like evil entities and all this other stuff were allowed to come in by them through the control matrix. Now this is all conjecture, but there's a lot of people saying that too. So I'm just repeating what they're saying. And I can see it too, of course. And all they're doing is giving us a reference, a framework for what could have happened. But I certainly do see that there is a framework. Talked about it before. There's always a matrix, but let's think of a better one. So now there's a lot of different people saying, we know that we can see this matrix, we can see the control structure, and we're breaking it down. Well, good. Because they also say the only people that's the only thing that's going to help us is ourselves. We need to break it down. What's it say in that book? When the church is white as snow, how's that going to happen? Talking about it before. When the church is white as snow, who's going to make it white as snow? We are. Now, when the more the structure breaks down, the more energy. There we go. Energy is allowed in, so that'll free us up. So, are we in a pivotal moment now? You all know what day it is. Well, we'll see. I have hope. If it ain't today, might be tomorrow, might be 10 years from now, might be 20 years. It's nothing that I can be concerned about. I certainly hope that we turn the corner and still start lowering that 80%, letting the holes come in and letting the energy come in so we can progress. And I had this guy say that, one of the controllers was like, uh-oh, we screwed up. Now we want to try and fix it. But so we come to you and we say, sorry, here. Here's here's the control back, you know. And the guy said, for what you did in the last whatever, 400,000 or 500,000 years, wow, that long. Yeah, you don't deserve anything. All you deserve is gather up your minions and leave. And if you don't, we realize our power and we're going to dissolve you or whatever. I won't say kill because what thing ever dies? So, send you back to the light? Boy, there wouldn't be much left of them. But they have to go through the fire and they go through the burning of the light. Oof. So, here's another thing, buddy. People, men and women, what have you had to go through the light? What if the fire burned away all your bad stuff? What would be left of you? Think about it. What would be left of you if all the evil, the ego, your self justification, your dishonesty was all burned away? What's left? Your spirit. That's it. I think it's time to start to clean up. Have as little of that as possible. Because in the new world, all that will be revealed. You won't be able to lie and scheme and con. It'll be completely open, transparent. That's a good thing. And when you can have control of your possessions, your money, all that stuff, your children will be safe. But the thing is, will your relationship survive? Because no more hiding. Both sides. No more hiding. Yeah, you got your biological tendencies. Men will always want to protect, as far as I know. But how much will they need to protect if the women feel perfectly safe and they can come into the relationship and offer something that the men need coming out of their safeness? And they come into their own and they're not full of fear and they're not completely dependent on men for their very life. It's called safety for everyone. And that doesn't mean that, the evil is completely gone. It just means that you're insulated from it. You learned about it, and it's lurking out there just like the dark is lurking out there. But wherever you go, you shine your light. So, what's it going to take, buddy? What's it going to take? Are you going to wake up? Or are you going to continue in your biological urges, which are fake? There's no reason for you to want to go out there and bed a whole bunch of women. Get over it. If you want a good relationship, you stick to one. And the other thing, on the other side, is quit looking around for a better guy. Pick one and stick with him, thick and thin, just like it says in your marriage vows. Hey, you were young and dumb and everything else, but hey, you made your bed, lie in it. What makes you so certain that the next guy is going to be better? Because the next guy is going to know you left the last guy. So he's not. He didn't trust you. You left the last guy. So how is he going to know you're not going to leave him? So there's a barrier. Stick with him. Stick with the original one. Now, there's other extenuating circumstances. There's like, hey, we are just, our goals do not align at all. Our goals do just not align at all. Or he's abusive or he's whatever. But if it's absolutely that way, then there's probably nothing you can do. But the thing is, women, you don't leave your man. You stick with him. But you stand your ground until he says, okay, I'm done. Too, just like you. I can't do this anymore. I just can't relate to you anymore. And you go, okay, all right, we agreed. Women, you never leave your man. Never. No excuse. Become honest with yourself. Now, I'm not being very nice here, but I want us to make it. I want us to go to the next level. Wow, 17 minutes. I didn't know I had that much in me. Maybe I should quit. It can take a long time to upload. But if you learn how to be honest with yourself, then all that other stuff kind of falls away. What's it called? Justification. All you people that have this certain mindset, you know what? All those things fall away when you become honest with yourself. I think the last thing is, how do you do that? Well, number one, you have to know that the universe has order, and out of that order is love. That's what we call love, order. I can just equate it. They're different. It's made up of love. It's made up of consciousness. It's made up of complete honesty. It doesn't lie. And so that's the consciousness. Is it capable of lying? Of course, you could see evil all over the place. That's part of the universe too, consciousness. But that's what I mean, the reduction of evil. How much of those lies and con men and conning yourself is there allowed? Well, we allow it, of course. So you need to know about the universe and what it's made of. And the thing is, the universe made you. You're a manifestation of the universe. So it loves you. It doesn't want your downfall. It's benevolent. So you got to connect up to that. You got to know that you're loved. If you don't know that you're loved, you're going nowhere. You're headed for destruction. Quote unquote destruction. Well, it's being as far away from consciousness as it can be. So that's number one. Realize you're loved unconditionally. Okay? From that, then you have a chance of loving yourself. Once you start to love yourself, it means honesty. It means you're trustworthy. It means you're accountable because you're not lying to yourself. And therefore, you're not lying to anybody else. Now you have a chance to become a social human being and have a relationship, have kids, have a spouse, have a commitment to your family, to the community. You commit to being the best possible person you can be. And that comes through compassion. And what true love is having the ultimate in trust. You can't break the trust. Never. What does trust take? Complete honesty. We go round and round and round. Love means trust. Okay? You never break it. You don't break it in business. You know it. If you get caught in business breaking trust, it's over. One time. Well, same thing in relationships. And you can only do that. You can only love your neighbor as much as you love yourself. And from there on, your dream, your ultimate, your goal is achievable. But only if you keep everything aligned. You're loved, you love yourself, you have compassion for other people, and then you get your dream. That's the way it is. Now, there was this guy who said he came to die for you and take your sins away and all that other stuff. You know what I call that? The bridge. The bridge. He's there to show you what you can do. See, yeah, that's one bridge. But the one that's in the physical is a physical bridge. Physical bridge. But the goal and the purpose of the physical bridge is teach you how to be one yourself. What does that mean? We all have Christ inside of ourselves. We all have the Holy Spirit inside of ourselves. And that's what comes out when we realize that we're loved and we love ourselves. Then that comes out and we can become a bridge for other people. And that's the only goal there is. That's the only goal there is. Okay? The only goal that there is. You becoming a bridge. The only way you know how to become a bridge is have your sins forgiven by listening to somebody else that can show you how they did it, what they're taught, until you can begin to hear for yourself and become a bridge too. But you can never let go of the bridge. You can never say, well, I don't need you anymore, because then you fall down the gorge into the river. Don't think your ego and your high and mighty thing, oh, I'm so good. No. Consulting is the concept that they can see something you don't see about your life. It's all there. What do I do? Repeat. There's nothing to repeat. Well, yeah. Realize you're loved completely. Love yourself as complete as you can be. Have compassion for others. Be trustworthy, honest, and accountable. And then your goal, your dream is right there. Now, your dream is always here, but it's manifested by how much you're doing that. How much you're loving yourself. How much you're realizing that you're loved. That's how much it is. Thank you.